Good afternoon, ma'am and friends. Thank you for the time that you given to us as a group 3 to present our material. And our material is about semantic and logic. So the first we will talk about but before let me introduce myself. My name is Melinda Lesnusa, and we will talk about logic in semantic analysis. So we will only study how logic can help us to formalize sentence, that is information. Later the formalized sentence turn into bits, which constitutes the basis of language processing. And that is, there is an approach to semantic analysis based on the notion of, and in relation to the problem of the difference between sense and preference, the exist two groups of theories. If sense, so-called representational theory, semantic analysis involves discovering the conceptual structure which underlies language. And for the notational approach, semantic analysis is seen from a different angle, that is, in connection with the notion of truth. Meaning is given not by representation in the mind of the speaker and hearer, but by the truth conditions by which the sentence is made true. And to support that theory, from Handbook of Pragmatic, Horn and Ward 2004, state that the first phenomena that characterize language in use emphasize that semantic analysis is an empirical discipline that aims to reconcile our interpretation about meaning with our abilities to use language, draw inference, evaluate arguments, and communicate ideas. So the example of that you can see on the slide. In the morning there will be very sunny in the continent and rain in the other parts of the county. So analysis of semantic units, like sentence units. First, in the morning there will be very sunny in the continent, and second, rain in the other parts of the county. So semantic category determination, like morning part of the day, continent is place, very is intensity, sunny is forecast, and is conjunction, rain is forecast, other is relative place, and part is relative place. So the logic semantic analysis like that. And we move to the next. It's about logic and the notion of the truth, the concept of truth and its consequence. So in order to characterize such a relation, semantics and logicians use a correspondence theory based on the idea of truth. truth is defined as corresponding with fact, corresponding with facts, or alternatively as correct descriptions of stage of events in the world. And there are two types of that. The first is a prior and a posteriori truth. So talk about a prior. A prior truth. Truth is known without previous experience. And a posteriori truth can only be known on the basis of experience. So a prior truth known without previous experience, while a posteriori truth can only be known on the basis of experience. So the example of that you can see on the slide. If it is raining and I say it's raining, that is a synthetic truth. If I say John killed his wife and his wife is still alive, this is analytically false. The truth behavior of sentence can also be affected by certain words like the connectors and or if, then, and not. These are called logical words. So move to the next. Talk about logical meta language. In here, the theory from Montague's word and side summary defines semantic analysis and consists of three stages. The first one is a translation from a natural language like English into a logical language whose syntax and semantics are explicitly defined. And second, the establishment of the mathematical model is on the model of situations that the language describes. And the third, a set of procedures from checking the mapping between the expressions in the logical language and the model situations. The model in here means the true or false. So move to the next. Talk about logical relations, logical connectors and not or if. So Montague, theory from Montague 1974 state that the tools of logic can help us to represent sentence meaning. For example, note the following syllogism, also called modus ponens, or a type or argument in 3 steps. So the first statement: if Mary is not in the office, then she is in the house. B. Mary is not the house. C. Mary is in the office. If steps A and B are true, that steps C is also graded to be true. So in statement A and B, we call the premises, and the statement C, it is the conclusion. Jadi jika statement A dan B benar, maka kesimpulannya statement C juga benar. Okay, the truthful way of a sentence is whether the sentence is true or not. Adding the word not will reverse its truth conditions. Statement A, Mary is in the office. B, Mary is not in the office. Because if A is true, then B is false. And if A is false, then statement B is true. So, jadi jika statement A yang Mary is in the office-nya benar, maka statement B yang Mary is not in the office itu salah. Dan gitu juga terbalik. Kalau misalnya statement A itu salah, maka B benar. Ya, karena jika A benar, maka B salah, dan jika B salah, maka B benar. Like that. And we move to the last of my part. It's about connectives and propositional logic. Connective and logika propositional. There are several pictures or table on the slide, as you can see. And the connectives of the equivalence for you can see in first table or the first picture, equivalent for not, and, or, if, then, and if and only if. In logic, these connectives are important because they establish the validity or the argumentation and correct inductive reasoning. The connective and has, you can see on the second table, the connective and has its own truthful weight table and the resulting compound form by using and can be predicted according following the table shows the only when both statements connect with are true in the constituent sentence. True. So, for example, the town of Bristol is flooded. B, the volunteers are on the way. C, the town of Bristol is flooded and the volunteers are on the way. Jadi pernyataan yang dihasilkan hanya jika P dan Q bernilai benar. And see on the third table atau gambar tabel yang ketiga, the next connective in propositional logic correspondent to English or, and it is called disjunction or exclusive or. It is symbolized as V. Yes, V, and it is truth table is as follows. So jadi connective yang or itu simbolnya seperti huruf V. You can see on the table in the third picture, and itu disebutnya disjunction. Kita dapat menyebutnya sebagai disjunction. And the example, for example, I'll bring the food of the wine. For example, sentence A is true if either I'll bring the food or I'll bring the wine is true, and it is false if both are false. Jadi in bahasa saya akan membawa makanan atau anggur. Misalnya kalimat A benar, jika saya akan membawa makanan atau akan saya bawa anggur itu benar, dan itu salah jika keduanya salah. And the next table we can see there is also a second type of disjunction, and it is called exclusive or. It is symbols as, jadi yang kayak V yang ada E di bawah itu namanya exclusive or. We can say or called exclusive or. Jadi simbolnya seperti V terus E di bawahnya. We can see that P exclusive or key is only true if just on the two members of the disjunction is true. The difference in the case of inclusive or is the both P and key cannot be true at the same time. Jadi tidak bisa benar dalam waktu yang bersamaan. Kemudian the next table or gambar yang kelima, the connective if then is also called material implication. Jadi connective yang ber if then itu namanya material implication. So simbolnya yang seperti arah panah, and it corresponds to conditional sentence. The if clause, the P clause is called the antecedent, and the clause key the consequent. Jadi untuk yang P, yang clause P-nya itu namanya antecedent, sedangkan yang clause key-nya consequent. Okay, that's all from me. And the next will be handled by my friend. Thank you.